Chapter 20, Lynn. Wednesday at school is uneventful. Thankfully, instead of having the entire homecoming court on one float like they did last year, each couple is in their own vehicle. Grayson's dad has a convertible that he let us borrow. My dad drives with Grayson and me sitting in the back. It's a relief to only be with Grayson, especially since we practiced for halftime after school today, and I felt super awkward around Mark. He keeps glancing over at me during the parade. I feel bad for him, but I did the right thing by ending things with him. He clearly was way more into me than I was into him. In the long run, it's better not to have drawn out our relationship, especially since he apparently wasn't okay with me having guy friends. He caught me in the hall earlier and apologized for what he said. Thankfully, the bell rang before he could get more out than that. The apology was appreciated, but I'm pretty sure he only said it because he wants to get back together. Brooke spent half of the practice glaring daggers at me and made a couple catty comments clearly directed at me. It'd be much more convincing that she was standing up for Whitney, her so-called best friend, if Brooke hadn't spent the other half of practice flirting with Mark. I'm glad Deetra and Brittany were nominated for Homecoming Queen. They're the only cheerleaders that are actually nice to me. Brittany also plays basketball with me, so I was able to talk to her about that. A much better conversation than what I overheard of Brooke and Nicole talking about how risque they could make their homecoming dresses without getting into trouble at the dance for them being out of the dress code. The parade goes smoothly. Grayson and I joke with each other the entire time, and we smile and wave to the crowds as we go by. After the parade, there's a bonfire and carnival. The various booths are fundraising for different extracurriculars. Normally, I'd have to help with the basketball booth where you try to shoot three-pointers, but since I'm on homecoming court, I don't have to and can walk around with Grayson. The other guys will join us when they finish their shifts at the boys' basketball and football booths. I'm so glad I wore Converse because the rest of homecoming court looks like they're dying in their high heels. Your book takes a few pictures of the homecoming court before we're set free. Grayson and I wander around playing different games and goofing off. I get cold and he gives me his Letterman. He wins me a stuffed koala at the ring toss. And then we run into Mark. Hi. I play with the koala's fur. I thought you said you wanted to be friends and that there wasn't someone else. Mark looks from me to my koala to Grayson and back to me again. I do want to be friends, and there isn't someone else. Grayson and I are just friends, which I've told you about 100 times. Just friends? Then why does it look like you're on a date? I mean, you're wearing his Letterman. You didn't even wear my Letterman when we were together. I almost never wear a boyfriend's Letterman. To me, that's something you do in a serious, steady relationship. I figure if we've only been dating a few weeks, we aren't serious, and we definitely aren't steady. My refusal to wear Mark's Letterman because he was my boyfriend was a sore spot for him. I didn't want to wear it in the first place, but I hate being told what to do, especially by a boyfriend. Grayson is letting me wear his Letterman because I got cold. Friends do things like that. Take care of each other. Stop trying to read more into it than there is. Which doesn't explain the bear or why you two are by yourselves. Grayson steps up next to me. Look, man, when the guys finish their shift, they'll be walking around with us. This isn't a date, and you should lay off Lynn. Whatever. Mark shoulder checks Grayson as he walks away. I lay a hand on Grayson's arm. Don't. You don't need to get in a fight, especially not with your quarterback. Fine, let's go get some cotton candy. We get cotton candy, then go by where they're doing a cake walk. I love looking at the cakes, even if I don't need or want a whole cake. When I see Andrew is the one selling tickets with his blue-haired friend from earlier, I decide maybe one round wouldn't be too bad. When I get to the front of the line, Andrew's face seems to lift and then fall a little, which is weird. 2 tickets, please. I give him a huge grin, hoping to distract him from whatever made his face fall. Here you go. Andrew hands me the tickets and avoids eye contact. Weird. Thank you, Andrew. We have to wait for the next round to start. Hoping to cheer him up and get him out of his weird mood, I ask, "Who's your friend?" He looks up at me and almost seems confused. It's the friend who answers my question. Kaylee, Drew's best friend. She flicks her blue hair out of her face. Nice to meet you. Are you eating with us before the dance on Saturday? I ask. I get a look from Grayson I can't decipher. Kaylee looks confused, while Andrew looks like he got caught sneaking out. Why would I eat with you before the dance? She asks carefully. I figured Andrew would have invited you to eat with us before the dance since you're his best friend? It was supposed to be a statement, but it came out as a question. Probably better that way so it didn't come out snarky. He must have forgotten to mention it. I'll have to get with my date and see if that works for him. A grin spreads across her face. Andrew gives me a pained smile as the next round for the cakewalk starts. Grayson and I take our places in the circle. Next up is a strawberry cake with chocolate filling and icing topped with chocolate-covered strawberries made by Kaylee Cobb, our resident baker and third chair trombone. Kaylee takes a bow. The music starts to play and we walk around the circle. When it stops, I'm on number 12, which is my jersey number. A little girl who looks to be about 5 pulls a number out of a hat and hands it to the announcer. This delicious masterpiece is going to lucky number 12, he announces. Oh, thank you. I take the cake from the man. I planned on sticking around to try to talk to Andrew and Kaylee again, but he's acting weird and now I have a cake to deal with. You want me to take you home so you can drop off the cake? Grayson asks. Sounds good. By the time we get back, the guy should be free and we can all hang out together. Plus, I can change while we're there. When we get back to the carnival, I'm much more comfortable in my jeans and sweater. I dropped off my stuffed koala so I wouldn't have to carry it around all night. We stopped to get kettle corn before going to find the guys at the basketball booth. We all walk around playing different games. I can't quite put my finger on it, but something is up. The guys are acting weird. Jet seems super tense, and Tristan keeps glancing at me, whereas Oliver and Daniel seem like they're trying to avoid looking at me. Grayson seems to be the only one acting normal, even if he's a bit more touchy-feely than normal. When the carnival starts closing down and everyone's heading to the bonfire, I ask Daniel if he'll walk with me to the bathrooms. He hesitates before he agrees. Once we're away from everyone else, I'll turn on him. What's going on? Y'all are acting weird. We heard Mark was pissed you were dating Grayson. What? We assumed the rumors we were hearing were only rumors, but Casey said she saw him get you a teddy bear and that you left with him. We were going to ask when you got to the booth, but figured the jacket was the answer. What? I ask again, trying to keep up with what's going on. You're wearing his Letterman. No, I'm not. I switched when... I trail off as I look down and realize I am in fact wearing Grayson's Letterman, not mine. It was an accident. I thought I grabbed mine at the house. Okay, what about the bear and the rumor that you left to make out? He did win me a stuffed koala, but that doesn't mean anything. We did not go make out. I want a cake at the cakewalk, so we took it home. I changed clothes while we were there because I didn't want to wear a dress all night. Besides, you know you're the first person I'd tell if I was dating someone new. I believe you and that you didn't intend anything, but there's no way Grayson didn't realize Ryder is emblazoned on your back. You may want to think about that and reframe the night in your mind. He might have missed it? I don't believe my words, so it's no surprise they don't sound convincing. Daniel raises an eyebrow at me. You think Grayson is flirting with me? I ask. But he told Mark it wasn't a date and to leave me alone. How about you give me your version of what has happened tonight, and then I'll weigh in. I go back over everything from the parade until I pulled Daniel away from everyone. Sounds to me like he said it wasn't a date because you were adamant it wasn't a date, Daniel says. Everything else you've told me sounds like he hoped it could be a date. He probably didn't know how you felt and didn't want to say anything or push it. By keeping the bear, wearing his Letterman, and flirting back with him, you aren't exactly giving him any signals that you're not interested. To be completely honest, it did look like y'all were on a date and like the rest of us were all the extra wheels. The real question is, do you want it to be a date? It's only been 3 days since I broke up with Mark, and he's clearly still upset and seems hung up on me. My head is spinning, and I feel my words coming out faster and faster. We already decided to go to homecoming as a group of friends. I even invited my English partner. I don't want to change any of our plans for homecoming, and I don't want to hurt Mark any more than I already have. What do I do? I feel like the world is collapsing in on me, and I can't take a full breath. I don't know how things got so complicated and convoluted. With all the drama with Mark, I just wanted an evening of hanging out with my friends, and now that's caused even more drama. I don't know what I'm doing wrong to keep causing so many problems. I can't even relax with the nights without worrying about how everyone else will perceive it. Sometimes I wish I was invisible and no one cared about what I was doing or who I was doing it with. I feel hands on my shoulders. Take a breath. I hear Daniel's voice, but I don't see anything. Breathe with me. In, out. There you go. I continue to take deep breaths following Daniel's voice. My vision slowly comes back into focus. I'm crouched down and Daniel is crouched directly in front of me. I focus on my breathing and that Daniel is here for me. My body slowly starts to relax and my heart rate slows from its frantic pace. I've got you. You're okay. Daniel continues to say soothing things as I get my body back under control. When I feel more stable, I try to stand. It's a good thing Daniel stands with me because I'm wobbly. Daniel catches me before I can lose my balance. Thanks. I guess I'm not as stable as I thought. The other way my statement is true sinks in, and I'm worried Daniel will see that. Who am I kidding? I just had a panic attack. It doesn't take a genius to figure out my anxiety has gotten worse. I thought I had it under control. Daniel pulls me into his arms for a hug. You're not alone. I'm here if you want to talk about it. Even if you aren't ready to talk, I'm still here. His embrace grounds me and helps me rein in my emotions. There's not much to talk about. I pull out of his arms and head to the parking lot. Walking should make me feel better, and if not, maybe he can give me a ride home. It's been a busy week, and I haven't been sleeping much. The combination of everything just had me feeling overwhelmed. But I'm better now. Does your mom know you're having panic attacks again? Daniel falls into step beside me. No, it's just one panic attack. It's not a big deal. She's got plenty going on, and I don't want her jumping in to micromanage my life. It's been a hectic week. It's not like how things were in junior high. 6th grade was when we first realized I had issues with anxiety. Xander started doing his own thing, and I wanted that for him. But it made my separation anxiety worse to the point I started having panic attacks. I was worried I was going to lose my brother. I pushed the nights away because I knew Xander didn't like hanging out with them, especially Jet. Daniel wouldn't let me push him away and stayed next to me throughout everything. The other nights knew I was having a hard time, but they didn't know any of the details of what was going on. My mom took me to a psychologist who put me on meds for a while until I was able to talk about everything and get my anxiety under control on my own. They taught me grounding techniques to help bring myself down. Daniel and Xander both learned what they could do to help if I started having an attack. My mom got freaked out by the whole thing and became a bit of a helicopter mom. She eventually calmed down the longer I went without an attack, but it took a long time to get my independence back. I wasn't even allowed to go for a run by myself because my mom was worried about something happening when no one else was around. Things are in a good place with us now, and I don't want to ruin that because I had one slip up. Daniel's voice brings me back to the present. If you think it's just the week getting to you, then I guess she doesn't have to know. I'm fine, really. I just got overwhelmed because I don't know what to do about Grayson. Why don't we walk through that one step at a time? Have you been having a good night? Daniel asked. Yeah, but I wasn't thinking about it like a date. I always have a good time with the nights. I didn't think there was anything else going on besides y'all all being a little weird. No one said you have to have it all figured out tonight. What if you treat the rest of tonight as if it was a group date and see how you feel at the end of it? Okay, I guess that'd work, I shrugged. Wait, how would it be a group date? None of the rest of you have dates. Jed already texted Casey to meet up with him. If it'll make you feel better, I could find a couple of cheerleaders for Tristan and me. Daniel wiggles his eyebrows when he mentions the cheerleaders. Not really. I don't want to be a part of your cheerleader drama. Besides, isn't getting slapped by 2 cheerleaders enough for 1 week? Fair point. I put my head in my hands, feeling overwhelmed. I don't know how I feel about Grayson. I don't think I want to get into another relationship so quickly, and I don't know that dating him is a good idea. I pull my head out of my hands and look at Daniel. I mean, look at what happened with Oliver, and that's when we were younger. I don't want to end up hurting Grayson, too. Hey, Grayson is a big boy. He can take care of himself. Besides, he isn't like Oliver. If anything, I'd be more worried about Grayson hurting you. His track record of dating and dumping girls is almost on par with Tristan's. You say that like you're any better. But I wouldn't be the one hurting you. I'm not a cheerleader, so I'm safe from your warpath. Something like that. He winks at me. Do you feel better now? Yeah. I reach out and pull him into a hug. What about Grayson's Letterman? I'm cold, and apparently mine is at home. I don't want it to be a big deal either way. I could give you my Letterman, Daniel smirks. Yeah, I'm not sure I want to know what the rumor mill would make of that. I've already heard enough nonsense about having only guy friends. Not to mention, Mark might have apologized for what he said Sunday, but I don't want to give him ammunition to be nasty. Ignore Mark. He'll get over it eventually. And you shouldn't be insensitive, but you don't have to plan all your actions around how it'll affect him. If you persist in being a jerk, we will handle it. Daniel bumps my shoulder with his. You could always make some girlfriends, but then you date them, dump them, and I'd be right back to having only you guys as friends, I tease. You're not wrong. Seriously, what are we going to do about the jacket? We can get a hoodie from my car. Let's go get one and get back to the group before they send out a search party.